She didn't just leave you. She buried you. She walked away thinking she was upgrading, that the grass was greener, that she deserved more. She told herself she was walking toward freedom, but what she really did was walk straight into a future haunted by regret. Because the man she left, he no longer exists. He died the moment she walked out. That version of you, the one who got comfortable, predictable, too easy to read, he's gone. And from his ashes, something new is being built. This isn't about revenge. It's about rebirth. It's about the psychological blueprint that makes an ex-wife wake up one morning, look at the man she left behind, and whisper to herself, "What have I done?" Here's the truth. People don't regret losing what they expected to lose. They regret losing what shocks them. She expected your downfall, tears, desperation, chaos. So give her evolution instead. Let your silence speak, your transformation scream. When a woman leaves, she writes a story where she's the hero and you're the villain. Don't argue with her story. Erase it, not with words, but with change so undeniable that it rewrites her memory of who you were. Every assumption she made about you after the divorce needs to be wrong. She thought you'd collapse. You rise. She thought you'd chase. You vanish. She thought she buried a broken man. She just planted a legend. Regret is born from contrast. The distance between what she expected and what she sees now. A man who goes from average to exceptional shakes the ground beneath her certainty. Because improvement forces reevaluation, stagnation confirms her choice. When she sees you thriving, not pretending, not faking confidence, but living, her entire story starts to crumble. You're no longer the man who needed her. You're the man who never did. And that realization, it stings. Detachment is not pretending not to care. It's building a life so rich that her absence simply doesn't fit anymore. New passions, new missions, new power, not to replace her, but to transcend her. Because here's the paradox. The man who doesn't need her back is the only man she might want back. Self-worth after loss isn't built through affirmations. It's forged in action. Every promise you keep to yourself, every goal you crush, every boundary you hold, that's your proof. And that proof radiates an authority she can feel. The man who rebuilds quietly, without bitterness, without begging, becomes untouchable. He doesn't chase validation. He commands respect. And one day, she'll realize she didn't lose a man. She lost her mirror, the one that reflected who she could have become if she'd stayed. Internal reevaluation is compelled by transition. A new man communicates with a new way. Better discipline is implied by a better body. An enhanced individual is implied by an upgraded presence. For her to mentally grasp that you are a new man, she must actually see a different man. This isn't about trying to impress or peacock. It has to do with internal change and external congruence. The message doesn't resonate if you've truly changed on the inside, but still appear to be the man she left. But remorse starts when she sees you and asks herself, "Who is that?" before realizing who you are. The ultimate power move is the transformation of energy from pain to creation. You use all of the energy you would have used to grieve her passing to increase your gain. Enroll in a boxing gym to transform your rage into strength. Launch a project and use your sadness to inspire creativity. Create a company and use your annoyance to inspire creativity. Energy without direction is depression. It turns into drive if you give it instructions. You might be strengthened by the same emotional intensity that could destroy you. However, you must choose to build rather than destroy. You become someone worth regretting every day that you decide to build rather than break. You become the creator of your own story and cease being a character in hers when you regain control of the narrative. You are the disappointment from which she fled in the fiction she crafted. Write a more compelling tale in which you are the phoenix that required fire to rise. When your reality deviates from her imagination, your story takes precedence over hers. Give up telling your pals about your metamorphosis in the hopes that she will understand. Allow the metamorphosis to do the talking. People would automatically tell others about you when they see you succeeding. You'll be amazed with his appearance. He seemed to be happier than before. The best thing that ever happened to him, in my opinion, was the divorce. The practical transformation protocol is as follows. Always start with a physical. With a vengeance, hit the gym. To feel strong for you, not to appear good to her. Get rid of your sadness or divorce weight. Develop the muscle that will help you stand out. The quickest way to indicate complete change is through physical alteration. Upgrade everything she had complained about after that. She was probably correct, but not for her. Were you dull? Create intriguing pastimes. Were you thrifty? Learn how to be wealthy. Did you lack emotional stability? Is the therapy effective? Make your curriculum based on her critiques. Professional advancement is essential. Massive success is the best kind of retaliation. Start that company. Acquire that promotion. Compose that book. Make something that wasn't there when she first met you. She will discover she divorced you just before the harvest when she learns of your accomplishment through rumors. Her expectations are destroyed by social expansion. She anticipates you feeling alone and isolated. Create a lively social life instead. New acquaintances who recognize you as your improved self. New pursuits that pique your interest and unrelated stories help you develop into a person with choices rather than responsibilities. When she recognizes that the power dynamic has changed, she undergoes an emotional reversal via strength. She took all the card with her. You aren't even playing the same game anymore. You've gone beyond the framework altogether. A man she might have to beg for reconciliation has taken the place of the one pleading for reconciliation. This reversal takes time. It takes place in phases. She first learns that you're doing all right. Slight surprise. She then finds out that you're doing well. Perplexity. She then observes your success. Discomfort. She then understands that you are better off without her. I'm sorry. She then realizes what she has lost. Destruction. Timeliness is important. This change won't happen in 30 days. It takes months or perhaps a year for genuine change to occur that leads to genuine remorse. She must witness long-term progress rather than fleeting enhancements. She rolls her eyes at the man who works out for 3 months. She starts to doubt everything after meeting the man who improves her life forever. Avoid the blunder of changing in public for her consumption. Change in private for your own development. The alterations she unintentionally finds are the most significant. Bumping into you out of the blue. Observation of you with strangers. Learning about achievements you didn't promote. Making her realize she lost the best man is a conundrum. You must truly develop into the greatest man. Not ideal for her. The greatest possible version of yourself. The man you ought to have been from the beginning. The man you become after your divorce. Her remorse is unavoidable when you truly become him. As she observes your change, this is what she is thinking. I didn't leave this man. Was this change my doing? Was this the version I could have had? Was there always this possibility? Was I too quick to give up? Did I misjudge anything else? More than anything you might say, these questions torment her. The dating aspect is crucial but delicate. To avoid making her envious, don't jump into relationships too soon. However, choose a better date when you do go out. Better quality, but not necessarily younger. Thank you. Women who stand for improvement rather than substitution. She regrets it much more when she witnesses you with someone who seems better than her. Here's the secret, though. None of this can be faked. Fake change done for her own gain is pitiful and obvious. Genuine change that worked for you is strong and magnetic. She will be aware of the distinction. Everyone will. It is heartbreaking to see how authentic your evolution is. Everything changes when people think about abundance instead of scarcity. You're not attempting to win back the person who departed. You're evolving into a more attractive person than you were before. She is no longer the focus of this. It's about expecting and deserving of perfection. She will understand she has isolated herself from perfection when she notices this change. Avoid sending signals. Become indisputable. Don't share your changes with her. Be like them. Don't attempt to make her feel bad. Concentrate on making yourself feel proud. Sending no message at all is the strongest message you can convey. Simply the proof that life is tenfold better without her. The final insight that she must have. You are not the issue. The prize was you. She did not abandon a man who had failed. She gave up on a future achievement. She was not exempt from disappointment. She made her own. She will never have the best man in her life. She flung him aside because he was in her past. The psychology behind why this works is as follows. Individuals place a higher value on what they lose than what they get. When she had complete access, she was unable to recognize your worth. Your worth becomes evident as you flourish without her. Value is created by scarcity. While you are flourishing in your life, your absence from hers adds enormous value. Everything is amplified by the influence of friends and family. Her internal anxiety is confirmed when her own people begin to compliment her on how happy she appears to be, how well she's doing, and how good she looks. She committed an error. Her nightmare soundtrack is the chorus of, "He seems like a different person." Here's the harsh reality, though. You most likely won't want her back by the time you've changed enough to make her regret it. The man who has outgrown her offerings is also the one who needs her apologies. This has nothing to do with getting her back. It's all about getting your life back. It is impossible to overlook the financial change. Energy is what money is, and energy is alluring. Make money to buy your independence, not to get her back. She will realize she didn't leave a provider when she sees how financially successful you are without the marital responsibility. She left a man who could establish an empire. Both mental and spiritual development are equally significant. Reading, growth, meditation, and therapy. Develop the emotional intelligence she has always desired in you. Develop depth that she was unaware was possible. She will understand she left just before the breakthrough when she sees how emotionally mature you have become. The social media element necessitates planning. Avoid blocking her. Allow her to observe. However, don't entertain her either. Post real moments of happiness, progress, new experiences, and proof. Allow her to observe the life from which she has excluded herself. She will see it thanks to the algorithm. She will gaze because she is curious. She typically had her epiphany when she is having difficulty adjusting to her new world. Perhaps the new partnership isn't what she had anticipated. Perhaps being single is more difficult than expected. Perhaps things weren't more favorable. She will then check in with you in the hopes of finding solace in your shared suffering. Rather, she discovers your amazing metamorphosis. Everything depends on how you react when she reaches out, which she will. Courteous indifference that is bounded yet kind. You've lost your anger. You are appreciative. Divorce wasn't the end of you. It was freedom for you. Express gratitude to her for giving you the ability to be who you truly are. Her realization of her loss is the main sign. After months of stillness, there was unexpected contact, inquiring about you from common friends, appearing in locations you visit, social media interaction following a protracted hiatus. These are not requests for reconciliation. They are proof that your change is effective. But keep the end aim in mind. The fact that she lost the best man is not the point of this. The goal is for you to become him. When you've truly changed, it doesn't matter if she understands it or not. Her remorse is merely an effect of your resurrection. The realization of potential that was always present is the source of the greatest regret. She realizes how big of a mistake she made as she witnesses you leading the life she believed was impossible with you, becoming the man she said you would never be, and doing what she said you would never do. Don't wait for her approval to confirm that you've changed. The man who needs to feel sorry for his ex-wife hasn't changed all that much. The man who has truly transformed into his best self could not give a damn about what she thought. The ultimate evidence of your development is your disregard for her approval. Let me explain. Regarding the underlying psychology of regret, she made a mental picture of your future before she went. Alone, having a hard time, and wishing she would come back. There is psychological distress associated with each piece of evidence that challenges this worldview. The remorse increases with the degree of inconsistency. It is your responsibility to dispel all of her presumptions regarding your post-divorce path. The process of reinvention must be comprehensive. Making money or getting in shape alone is insufficient. You must undergo total metamorphosis in every way. Physical health that demonstrates self-control. monetary achievement that demonstrates ability, desirability-based social attraction, emotional development and maturity, insight that demonstrates spiritual depth. You become unquestionable when all the parameters line up. You must practice changing your inner focus every day. Ask yourself, what can I build today? Every morning. Instead, what would make her notice, but what would make me proud? Authentic transformation is the result of this change from seeking approval from others to finding fulfillment inside. You become genuinely powerful when you cease caring for her response and begin living for your own development. Because people are designed to notice change more than status, the law of emotional contrast is effective. A man who scores between a 6 and an 8 is more interesting than one who scores a 10 and remains at that level. She left you on one level and anticipates that you will either stay there or go on. Instead, elevating her compels a thorough reassessment of her decision-making skills. Detachment is useful in addition to being emotional. Make a total change to your routine. Eat at various eateries and shop at various stores. Go in separate directions. Make your life distinct from your shared history. The finality of her decision becomes evident when she understands that you have created a complete existence without mentioning her. Restoring authority entails decision-making independently of a committee. You thought about her viewpoint on everything for years. Make decisions now only in accordance with your values and preferences. Purchase the motorcycle that she warned was risky. Take the trip that she claimed was not feasible. Make the hazardous investment she mentioned. Your autonomy is strengthened by each independent choice you make. You want to make a big yet genuine change to your image. Don't only purchase pricey clothing. Create a true style. Don't merely reduce your weight. Create a completely distinct body. Get more than a haircut. Modify your entire approach to grooming. The intention is for folks to look twice so they won't recognize you right away. Physical change of its magnitude necessitates psychological recalculation. Particular outlets are required for the energy transition from suffering to production. Launch the podcast on your area of expertise. Construct the workshop in the garage. Start that online course. Make the art you've been talking about. She will understand she was stifling a creator rather than encouraging one when she witnesses how you use the agony of your divorce to create something constructive. Strategic information flow is necessary to reclaim your story. Keep your metamorphosis a secret. Let others find it. Explain how you're doing when someone asks. Making ends meet, keeping occupied. After that, let them see that you're truly thriving. Strong cognitive dissonance is produced by the contrast between your modest statements and your evident achievement. When she discovers that other people desire what she threw away, the emotional reversal quickens. When women at the gym begin to approach you, or when your female coworkers suddenly express interest, her monopoly mentality breaks down when you start to be sought after by others. The market is telling her that she downgraded, even though she believes she was upgrading. This is an important aspect about the time frame of the change. The 6-month mark is quite important. She anticipates that you will have given up on transformation and gone back to your old habits at that point. At 6 months, you're still developing. At 9 months, you're stronger. And at 12 months, you're identifiable. This steady increase has a profound psychological effect. She understands that this is a permanent evolution rather than a phase. The professional advancement must be evident and indisputable. Add new accomplishments, promotions, and certificates to your LinkedIn profile. Allow her to observe your job advancement through professional networks. Her claim that she was crucial to your potential is called into question when she sees that you are succeeding without her help. You should consciously broaden your new social group. Not merely new acquaintances, but also superior people, business people, sportsmen, artists, and leaders. She will realize she has been shut out of a totally better life when she sees that you are now surrounded by high-value individuals who only know the upgraded version of you. Her regret is heightened by the loss aversion psychological concept. People experience losses twice as strongly as they do rewards of the same magnitude. Not only did she lose her spouse, but she also lost the best version of him, who didn't exist while she was there. The anguish of losing something that gained value after she departed is unbearable. The loss of something that was always precious is actually worse. Don't undervalue the impact of the small triumphs she will learn about. The book you published, the charity you founded, the patent you filed, and the marathon you finished. Every accomplishment she hears about from others confirms that you are capable of greatness, but not while you're being held down by her anchor. For her, the ultimate mind underscores her, acknowledging that the divorce was the best thing that had ever happened to you. Her story is totally crushed by the weight of remorse as she realizes that leaving you was what changed you, that her absence was what allowed you to be here, and that her rejection was what allowed you to rise again. Recall that every day following a divorce presents a decision between growth and deterioration. Make the unwavering decision to develop, not to convince her of anything, but to convince yourself of everything. You transcend the entire divorce narrative when you demonstrate firsthand that loss may result in winners rather than victims. The financial details are quite important. Develop investment portfolios, wealth systems, and passive income sources in addition to increasing your income. The economic truth of her decision becomes evident when she understands that you have created financial freedom that will endure for generations, while she is still selling time for money. Gentlemen, she thought she was heading in the right direction when she departed. Allow her to learn via your metamorphosis that she was departing from her greatest self, not by talking or persuading, but by becoming unquestionably great in her absence. The last reality. You'll have improved by the time she truly understands that she lost the greatest man. Someone she doesn't have to feel guilty about. Someone who is appreciative of the encouragement to change. Someone who turned tragedy into success. She will regret leaving that man for the rest of her life. Retaliation is not the goal of your metamorphosis. It has to do with revelation. Exposing the person you always had the potential to be. Exposing the life that was always possible for you. Indicating that you didn't lose anything by her departing. It was freedom for you, and she will regret that discovery for the rest of her life. I'm interested in hearing about your transformations. In what stage of this trip are you? What modifications have you made? What responses have you observed? Post below. For inspiration, not for approval. Every man who recovers from a divorce sets a higher bar for everyone. Music